Paula Abdul stuff, because you do their
Yeah,
stuff and you move away.
yeah,
But
they were successful. But to create someone,
yeah,
not create, but help to create the sound and the success, like Toni Braxton
Toni
came just
Braxton.
from Baltimore, just regular girl, and zits on her face, and a nobody. You know what I mean? Or TLC being a nobody, and then watch them blossom into these beautiful swans. You know what I'm saying? It's that, to me, that blows me away, knowing where they started. And you say, wow, I sort of had a hand in that. I kind of helped do that, or my song helped do that. I'll never forget, we went to Hawaii. We were in Hawaii on vacation with our families, and Bobby was performing in Honolulu. And Don't Be Cruel had just come out. It was blowing up.
Wow.
So, hey, we're going to go see Bobby. It's like, okay. So we get on the stage and we stand on the side and they start playing Rock With You. And that whole stadium venue was like, and I was just like, those are lyrics that I wrote on a napkin. And they're singing, this whole place is singing the lyrics that I made up, that Kenny and I made up in Cincinnati in his little apartment. And I had these lyrics. Ken goes, "What's that?" I was just these lyrics I had, like "Rock With You." Freddie Jackson had a song called "Rock Me Tonight."
Rock Me Tonight. Yeah,
I'm gonna write something called "Rock With You." And Kenny all went in and put his magic dust on it like he does. But I was standing there and it took everything in me not to cry, because I'm like,
wow,
they're singing like lyrics that I wrote, and that it blew me away. I was done.
Wow,
that's an incredible feeling as a songwriter, because that's what I think we live for, is to pull up next to a car and somebody at the top of their lungs is singing "End of the Road," and you're just sitting there going, pull off and go, yeah, excuse my language, that's the shit.
Yeah,
that's a songwriter. Yeah, that's what I live for. I ain't got to be on stage. I ain't got to do no video. When I'm around that, it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. That's the payoff. That's a very cool feeling to me. So to see the artist blossom like that, like Toni blew me away, man. I couldn't believe it. I called her the Black Barbra Streisand. That was my nickname, because she's just she came from jeans and a t-shirt. Next thing you know, she's got on these gowns and she's everywhere. She's performing everywhere with everybody. And it just blew out. It was crazy. That was crazy.
First album. With all the artists, then who would you think who's stardom and sort of rise kind of caught you off guard the most? Because you had Usher as a kid, you had TLC, you had Toni. So I mean,
I would probably have to say Toni, because I remember we were kind of predicting. We would all sit around and go, "Hey, what do you think it's going to sell?" And I was like, she'll probably sell 1.2. Kenny would say, she might sell 3. LA may say that she's going to sell 2. And that first album sold like 9. And I'm like, what? But it's like, you can't predict it. You can say, okay, I think it's going to do well. She's going to be okay. So I don't know. They all really surprised us, because they all had so much huge success individually. So it wasn't like one had huge success and everybody was kind of mediocre. Yeah. They all had huge, worldwide success. Even that was mind blowing, to that all of them could have that success on the same label. You know what I mean? It truly was mind blowing to me. It's like, wow, okay, this is great. We loved it, but it was not expected, not to that degree. You know what I mean? But it's very cool though to see them as kids come in with nothing, just a normal person coming from wherever. Toni came from Baltimore, and Chili used to drive this little blue Volkswagen that leaked oil all in the driveway. Next thing you know, it was like, wow. Toni's going by my house with her top down in her Porsche with her little dog. Hey, D. I'm like, oh my God, we created a monster.
Yeah. The other question they asked us, how come you guys didn't write the Ushers, do the same magic you did with Tevin on Usher? Because the first album had Diddy and his crew and Devontae and all that, and then the second was Jermaine. But you and Kenny,
that was the to me the genius of Kenny and LA saying, nah, we can't work on that. We need to get this person to work on that. We're not the producers to write for that. We identified the talent, but we don't, like TLC, first album, we did Baby, Baby, Baby. I think there was a song called Shock That Monkey, maybe. It was very limited what we would always do. Yeah, it wasn't like we did 8 songs. Dallas, it was Dallas's sound. Dallas was the guy. Jermaine was the guy. So, we could identify and go, yeah, but we don't write like that. He needs to go over there. You know what I mean? So like I never actually worked with Usher on any of his albums. I wrote a Christmas song for Usher, ironically, during the LaFace days that never came out. A great Christmas song. It was packaged. I still probably have a copy back in the storage room somewhere, but I never worked on Usher's album, any album of Usher.
Wow.
People think, no, I didn't. He was on the label, but I wasn't one of the producers because he went with the other people that had what he needed. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, we could identify, well, we don't want to pigeonhole them and do this kind of song, do these kind of songs. We knew where we fit in. Yeah. Like you said, we knew where we fit. We could work on Toni. You know what I'm saying? We could do a song or two with TLC. Kenny wrote, Red Light Special, great song. He could write a song or two in that vein. It's okay, that's it. That's my contribution, and go, get with the other guys to do the bulk of it. So that's kind of like what was going on kind of back then. Just like, okay, do I work on it? Can I work on it? It's like, no, I don't write rap music. I ain't working on Outkast. Outkast know what they're doing. Rico and Pat and all their whole crew. Okay, go do y'all's thing. Great group. I ain't got nothing to contribute. They're just on the label. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, because even Donnell, I did say, he said the one regret he had is he never got to work with you. And
I never got to work with Donnell, and I wish I had. And I don't know why. I think when I broke away from LaFace and left the office and had Silent Partner, I was into what I was doing as my own producer, writer, trying to establish myself, trying to make Kenny and LA proud and start my own thing. I left the nest. It was time for me to go and leave the nest. And so I ended up I may not have worked on that, but I did things on my own that I wouldn't have worked on if I stayed. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I worked with SWV. I worked with Lisa Fisher. I worked with Aretha by myself. I worked with Curtis Mayfield by myself. I worked with Drew Hill. I did a nice little body of work on my own to establish myself. So I missed out on a lot of those things that were going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was give and take. You know what I mean? But it was just, I was away during a lot of that. There was one Toni album that I don't think that I worked on. Maybe a couple of them. I wasn't around. I wasn't there. So that's why it was great to work on Love, Marriage, and Divorce, because I had not worked. I did work on a Christmas album with her. She called me to work on a Christmas album like 10 years ago. But other than that, I hadn't worked on a secular album. So Love, Marriage, and Divorce was great because I love working with Toni. Love her voice, love recording her voice. So, but I hadn't worked with Toni in a long time, The
Usher single for the Christmas album that never got released, what happened to it?
Nothing. It never, I thought it was going to be on the LaFace Family Christmas album. And I don't know, that's actually a really good question because it was a really good song. It was a really good song. I remember it. And, but it wasn't on the LaFace Family Christmas album because we had Toni, we had Goody Mob on there, we had TLC was on there, of course. And I don't know, it's just one of those things that it never did develop or come out, never did. So, yeah.
Did you work on Pink? Because somebody said,
yes, early on, yeah.
Okay, Alex asked about that, yeah.
I don't know, you have to look it up. I couldn't tell.
Choice, or was she in a girl group? Or
they were Choice. They were three white girls. They were Choice. And so I went in the studio with Choice. And I think I started with them first at LaFace, and we did one record. And then later on, Kenny and LA was like, well, the other girls don't fit with her. You know what I mean? Because she was Pink back then, trying to be in a pure white bread trio singing group. You know what I mean? And I remember she came up to my office once and she goes, she put her leg up, goes, I don't want no white boys in my video. And I was like, really? No, I don't want no white boys in my video. I was like, this girl different. I think it wasn't soon after that, like LA said, or Kenny said, she's gonna be rock. She's gonna do a rock album. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that. But she knew what she was. She was, you know what I mean? It's a great voice. I don't know what album. I think it's the very first one.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
I don't think it was a hit or anything, but I loved her. I loved Alicia. Alicia was fun. She was crazy. She was fun. So talented. She did some backgrounds for me, actually, on a couple of my projects. Yeah, she did backgrounds. I think she may have sang on Shantae and Kenny Lattimore. I was doing a duet album of remakes. But she sang on a couple of things for me.
Wow.
Great voice. As you know, great voice.
Yeah.
Great voice. And I haven't seen her since back then. I've never run into her. You know, I'm so happy for her success because once again, I knew she had that talent.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I didn't see it being a rock star.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I didn't see that, but the voice was there. Her voice was incredible. I was like, my God, you know, so strong and just in pitch and always hitting the notes and, you know, but yeah, I forgot about Alicia and Choice.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, but most importantly, to press the notification bell so that you can be notified when we do have a new interview. Loads to come, but thanks a lot for watching.